sharing the sound. We had a couple of videos. Thanks for starting the recording, Junior. Don't love looking at myself twice. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Going to be our Arab Code kickoff for 2023. Excited to see a lot of us in the call today. We get some like thumbs up reactions on the call. How many people have done Arab Code previously? Okay, I love it. And then how many people do we have new here today? Well, welcome. I'm excited. We're getting some new people in here. All right, so we're going to go through quick overview of Arab Code, how we've impacted over the years, and then we're going to kind of go into some basic lesson plans and our best practices. Sorry, I'm stealing your thunder.
No, you're good.
And then any resources, and we'll leave some time for questions at the end. Any questions before we get started? Anything? Okay, great. Let's get started. All right. So what is Arab Code? So I'm sure as some of you who have future women in STEM, you've read a lot of books about female scientists. One of them that comes up a lot is Grace Hopper. She was a former Navy admiral and was a very accomplished computer scientist. Every year we celebrate Computer Science Education Week in December, and to celebrate her birthday on December 9th. And through that, some of these activities include Arab Code, which is a way that we're teaching that anyone can code. It's an hour-based activity where we're going into classrooms, showing people that it's logic, it's demystifying it, making it so that it's not scary, and we're introducing more people to computer science. We'll go to the next slide.
Awesome. Thanks, sir. Here are a few numbers regarding Hour of Code, including Accenture's annual donation. This 11% of bachelor degrees are in computer science of STEM bachelor degrees. Specifically, 67% of all jobs are in STEM or in computing, and only 53% of high schools teach computer science education. So that's a little about the overview of why this initiative happens. Here's a short video.
Did you know that without code, computers would do nothing at all? Code is the language of applications. It's in your games, it's on your TV, it powers smartphones, it helps doctors do their job. It's what gets astronauts into space. That's why coding is one of the most important languages to learn.
So there's a little insight on why coding is so important and why we do Hour of Code. Next up, so this is regarding our involvement in Hour of Code. So Metro DC, they've consistently set the standard and led the way for Accenture Hour of Code events. We've reached over 22,000 students with 830 Accenture volunteers, 8 years of efforts, and 60 plus participating client accounts and partner organizations involved.
All right, I'm going to walk us through our basic lesson plan to get us ready to go to the classroom. So in the basic Arab Code format is we'll do some getting started and introductions. We'll move into the activity, and then we want to leave some time for wrap up so people can show up what they've created and kind of get some final thoughts and the path forward. So for the getting started, you're going to want to introduce yourself. Hi, I'm Sarah. I work at Accenture. I'm on the VA account. I do functional development lead. So I work with coders all day, but I'm not coding myself. And this is a great foundation. That kind of thing, where you're giving your elevator pitch for yourself. You're going to then introduce the activity. You'll navigate to the Hour of Code site. You can show a short video introducing the Hour Code if you'd like, or a short video about Accenture innovation. I'm going to discuss the importance of computer science and all the ways it can impact our daily lives. Thinking like towards your age group, like if you're talking to your elementary students, be like YouTube Kids. If you're watching all your friends on YouTube, someone has to code it, and all the way up to science, like talking about smartphones and everything else they enjoy. We'll talk about digital animation and movies like Encanto, Jurassic World, Star Wars Frozen, anything like that. You're recording music with GarageBand, banking, sports analysis, etc. And then we're going to start to direct the students the activity. If I know that we've always had some kind of computer issues before, I think it's a great idea to get to the school about 15 minutes before and kind of coordinate with the teacher to make sure if there's any access issues. But if we'll need to type out the links if they're not preloaded to the students' computers, and you can work that out with the teacher on site and get things set up. For the activity, you're going to facilitate and support the students to complete the tutorial. They're based out by grades, so a lot of the younger stuff will be, let's move forward, let's change the outfit, let's make things green, etc. For the younger kids, it might be better to walk through with them. Older classes can be more independent, kind of walking around, asking those questions to help them come to the answer on their own. Making sure that you're empowering the students to solve the difficulties that they come across. And then encouraging the students who finished early to help others. All right, we'll go to the next slide. So a really popular one is the dance activity. I know I've done it a couple of times. It's accessible by all grade levels, and you can use songs that appeal to certain different audiences. And then there's a suite of teacher resources to check out ahead of the lessons, and some unplugged lessons that we can try. I know that sometimes access could be an issue. I've done one where we all had to work on it together on the front computer. So kind of thinking through how you would do it offline as you're going through things. All right, going on to the next slide. And then at the end, you want to make sure that you're doing a wrap up, making sure that you're asking students what they learned, asking if anyone wants to demonstrate what they've created, how it felt when you got stuck, how it felt when you got something to work, and what they want to do with their new knowledge and how they can continue to learn and grow. And then leave some time to answer any questions that students may have about Accenture or computer science. There is an optional add to this, asking people to fill out a Kahoot or Mentimeter survey about something that they learned. You'd want to set that up ahead of time and also have that loaded and work with the teacher to make sure that can happen and is possible. All right, go to the next slide.
Awesome. Thanks, Sarah. I'll be discussing the best practices when you're in the classrooms. So some of these practices are stemmed when students come across difficulties, and it's okay to respond with, I don't know, let's figure this out together. I know in the past, like, I'm not the greatest coder. You don't have to be a coder to do this. So technology doesn't always work out the way we want. I know everyone has experienced that in their work days, so there's a chance it could happen. And learning to program is like learning a new language. You won't be fluent right away. So just responding in a manner that, like, you don't have to get it the first try, or stuff happens, but make sure you work through it together. If students finish early, they can view all the tutorials and try other activities on the website. There's a bunch of different ones aside from just the dance party and smaller ones. Students who also finish early, they will be asked to ask or help classmates who are having trouble with this activity. So please encourage them to do so rather than just having to guide them yourself. If someone's ahead of the curve and doing a little more, then ask them to help their classmates. And then lastly, record the number of lines of code they write as they complete each level. I know on the side of the dance party, and I believe this is on all of them, there's actual lines of code in JavaScript. There's an option to click that. So it's good to have some insight on their real life coding knowledge. Some of the next steps. So all of you guys have signed up, and we really thank you for your volunteering efforts. It means a lot to us, the Hour of Code team, etc., and these students. So before the lesson, please refer to the session you signed up for on the Hour of Code app. We sent an introduction email. It includes the school contacts and the fellow volunteers. And an email went out, I believe, this morning. Reach out to the schools and confirm the details and classroom rules. So you should have a contact email next to your name in that spreadsheet that was provided in that email. Please just reach out to the person of contact, the teacher, and there's actually a template attached, just confirming that you're coming in along with some details for them. If there are volunteer registration requirements, examples, Arlington Public Schools, ensure out to fill those forms before you get to the school, before the date. Please try to do so, all of these tasks before the end of the week. I know some are volunteering on Monday, so we'd like that done as soon as possible. And get comfortable with the agenda, websites, and activities you're leading. Just go on the website, check out the activity you like and what would make sense for the age group you're with, and make sure kind of somewhat an overview of what to expect and to present. So during the lesson, be sure to screen share how to get to the activities. It can be a little difficult sometimes, so make sure you explain. Provide a tutorial on a single activity if you're asking the school class to all focus on one of them, at least initially. Ask students to raise their hands if they need assistance, and always be patient, friendly, and smile. This is a lot of fun for the students, at least when I did it last year, they had a blast, and it should just be a fun event that they can learn from. Again, optional is a Kahoot or Mentimeter for the end of the session. And here's some resources. We will also attach this slide deck to a follow-up email. So if you can't get them down now, we'll get that to you. So code.org, they offer a number of amazing resources for these events. To access all the resources, you can click that link, sign in, create an account, sign up, and you have this course menu, which gives you a catalog of basically all the different activities you're able to do, your own dashboard, professional learning, project gallery. The dashboard includes a summary of activity to date. A classroom can also be set up via this page. The catalog has recommended courses, full courses by school type, an hour of code materials. The project gallery includes the freeform app making materials, including App Lab and Play Lab. And professional learning is the classroom-based courses for teaching computer science. These fundamentals are on this online training. It's a good alternative. And then there's some extra videos for other resources. So while it's not required to sign up as an instructor on there, it will grant you access to other resources to help with facilitating this hour of code. And also for your own learning if you'd like to learn more about coding. So here's some videos. I'm not going to play these right now, but feel free to take a look at them when we send this over to you. And I think that's it. Yeah. Does anyone have any questions for us?
I do. I participate in a first grade hour of code, and last year there was like Scrap, the little squirrel that was chasing his acorn, and I can't find that this year. And the dance revolution is says it's like from third grade on up. What would be more appropriate for first grade?
Well, let me share my screen really quick.
Mhm.
I'm going here right now. So if you go onto the Hour of Code site and you go into activities, you can sort these out by different levels. So if you're saying first grade, you can do something pre-reader. So
Right.
picking up something along those lines. So it'll kind of separate out by these different areas.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was, like I said, I was looking through there, just didn't see the Scrat because I know the kids really enjoyed that last year. So. Okay.
It looks like there's
I'll
a
try to find
pre-reader
something.
dance party as well.
Okay.
Cool.
We'll check that out.
Or you can train your brain.
So again, I'm also looking to teach a first grade section here, but is the expectation is the kids will have computers with them, each of them, and we are going to make them do these activities in these schools?
Yeah, there's sometimes everyone has their own computer, sometimes it's their own device that they bring in. I think a lot of the DCPS schools have their own iPads. But I have been in instances where we've had a couple of kids do a computer and they work together.
Okay, so it's going to be after the introduction, and once you assign the activity, is going to basically ask the kids to do this online and kind of spend time with each of these guys, help them through the activity, and
Yeah.
just go from there, right?
Lightest touch of helping. You want to make sure that they can get to the answer themselves, like asking the probing questions of like, well, what do you think makes it go this way? Like, what color do you want it to be? Like that kind of thing, where it's not like giving them the answers. I think that that's going to be the best outcome of these sessions, is for them to feel like they've really owned their accomplishments.
Yeah,
Agreed.
and to your point, I wanted to, I'm not sure if I mentioned this, but we've got a template that we're going to send to all of you as well. This is kind of just to quickly introduce everyone, anyone who's volunteering with you, yourself, and kind of just outlining some rules to the students so that they know your point of view and why you're here and what you expect, along with how to just make this easy for everyone. I won't go too in depth on this, but you can see some of these. Yeah. Anyone else got questions? I believe Faisal, you have your hand up.
Yes, I do. When I'm looking at some of these activities, I went to the dance party, and things like that. Looking at it, it's it's Scratch, and I'm familiar with Scratch, but it might be a little too beginner because what's the word I'm looking for? It's ninth graders. There seems to be, or at least in my previous experiences, I haven't done Hour of Code, but I have done it for some other folks. There seems to be a variety of levels, right? Some kids, they're quite literally contributing to open source. They're that advanced, and some kids, they're not. What level of knowledge can we assume? Because, like you said, that at least like 53% of only 53% of high schools and other schools actually have a computer science curriculum. In this case, can we assume some previous knowledge, or is it because when I'm looking at the dance party, when it's at least for somebody who's advanced, it would be basic. Should I be choosing a different one for somebody who is a little bit more advanced?
Yeah, I think so. I think you can work with the teacher. I know that last year I was at Ron Brown with a computer science class, so we picked something that was a little more prescriptive to them. If you look here, if you go grades 9+, you can also go from beginner, or you can sort it by comfortable. So there's some other more in-depth pieces of this that you can get to.
Yeah, because I was thinking at least maybe one beginner one and one, not so beginner one, so that if somebody's that way. So, and
Yeah, I would
at that
definitely
time,
coordinate with the teacher on that. I think that they're going to be the best source of knowledge on how deeply you can get into actual code versus the logic challenges that are on here.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. Reaching out to the teacher will probably give you the best insight on what classroom is more comfortable with what, etc. So
okay. Thank you for that. One other, or at least the teacher will assign this stuff, right? Because I signed up. I'm looking at the lesson plan, etc. When we get there, the teacher will assign the rec or whatever we end up choosing from the course catalog, the teacher will assign it to the students in her classroom, right? It's not like we will have to do that, or how does
Yeah.
basically the assignment work?
Okay, so yeah, you, from my experience, and Sarah, feel free to chime in, you choose the assignment. Like we said, reaching out to the teacher before end of week, knowing what assignment so that they can get it set up on whatever devices they're using, computer, laptop, iPads, etc. So they will inform them of the links to use. And that is if you reach out ahead of time and inform them. Otherwise, it can be kind of a hassle to do it right when you get in there and have them pull it up the exact one.
Understood.
Can you share your screen for a second and show that dance party for first graders? Because I'm looking at it and it's would require, I mean, the thing that they liked last year is the kids started playing it by themselves. And
Mm,
this one, I mean, I'm having trouble going through it.
okay.
You know, where does the kid start playing with it? Up at the top, you go to students.
Yep.
So, but keep going. Like, okay, where do we, you know, there's a lot of reading for pre-readers.
Mm-hmm. Oh, let's dance. All right, so yeah, I think that it's some of the prep is going to be making sure that you load this up before you get there, making sure that the link is ready to go. As we're seeing, it's difficult to just jump in and do it. So I haven't touched this since last year.
Yeah, I didn't either. I should have
Mhm.
Sarah, I think
done a lot
I
more.
think it's a different link. You're on a
Yeah.
different. So I
Yeah.
linked it in the chat.
Okay, thanks. Right.
Hi, we have, there are two people assigned in the same session, so do we need to coordinate beforehand?
Yes, and the site lead should be sending out coordinating emails. I know I got my site email this morning, so thank you. Haley.
Yeah, I have,
Thank you.
if you guys were wondering about the dance party, I can do a little tutorial. It's pretty easy. So there was an intro video before this, but the link that Junior sent, this is also the activity that I worked on last year. It's as easy as just dragging this over. This makes a new cat at the center. You run it, and it just does whatever options you choose. And then you usually go, sorry.
Yeah. So for first graders, I've done it a few times for like pre-K and first graders. Usually at that age group, it's better if you share your screen and then you sort of interact with them and say like, what do you want the cat to do? And then they'll tell you. And then like there's a few songs to choose from on the left side.
Yeah.
And you can be like, oh, do you guys want to hear to this song or this song? And then they'll usually start jumping and start dancing and everything like that. Usually by the second grade is when they're like most of them can actually read and do some of the things on their own. At that point,
But that's what I liked about the Scrat one, because I was able to demonstrate it real quick, and within 5 minutes the kids were all doing it themselves, and
Right.
they were helping each other, you know. So it was something that they were asking the teacher to, as a reward, you know, can I play this? So, and it got them more into it rather than, you know, having to guide them through. So I'm
Right.
disappointed. I mean, I'll find something and work with it. But
No, but I've done, like I said, I've done this dance party with both pre-Ks and first
Yeah.
graders for the last 4-5 years that I've been doing this.
Yeah.
And you can definitely share a screen, connect with them, and they'll like a lot of the songs are like We Don't Talk About Bruno. Like they'll start singing and dancing, like, and the teachers usually enjoy because there's some songs that they don't even know that the kids knew all the words to. So it's definitely a good one. I recommend for that age group.
Gotcha. Thanks.
Anyone else have any questions?
The link that got pasted Studio is you kind of get to that through the same code.org, powerofcode.org. Studio.co.org is the same place.
Yeah, it should be off the same link.
Yeah, you can get to it by either the code.org or hourofcode.com. You'll see
Okay.
that there will be links to like activities, and then you see all of them.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
And all those links are provided in the slide deck I just presented. I will be sending over that kickoff deck along with an intro template you all can use when you first get to the classroom with just like what you expect, guidelines, introductions, etc. And yeah, please reach out to these points of contact, people of contact, your teachers involved, to let them know that you're still coming when you're coming. And then if you guys have come up with which activities you want to do, provide them the link so that beforehand it'll be easier to set up with the students.
Thank you.
But yeah. If there's nothing else, we really appreciate y'all's involvement in this. It's a great effort. Thank you so much for volunteering. I know I've only done it one time and I had the best time, and you really see how much it can the impact you have on these kids. Learning about coding, obviously it's such a big I guess technology-wise, it's a huge deal in our society and how it's like impacting students growing up in the world. So it's good to have this impact in this initiative. Okay, from you, Sarah.
This session is useful. Thanks to you, Sarah and Junior.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Bye-bye.
All right, bye guys.
Thank you.